to go first, or you want me to?
Yeah, I can go first. Welcome to our first episode, guys. Like, we're super excited.
Yeah.
Obviously a little nervous. I think probably just start off by introducing ourselves, and I mean, get to know us, since we'll be the face, the voices, the faces of the podcast. So super excited.
Well, I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm Richie. Obviously, you know that, but not everyone does. I love pickleball. Veteran, 21 years in the Air Force.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. It's always weird hearing that, because it's like, what do I say? Thanks. It was a job. Because what if you hated your job but you stuck it out?
I think you start bowing.
You just start bowing. Or no, what you should do is you get a tip app. And you just hold out your phone and say it's 10%, 15% tip.
If you're really thankful.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tip me here.
Are you thankful?
Yeah.
10%.
That's funny. I can understand how that would be a little uncomfortable.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, the proper thing is to say, you're welcome,
Yeah.
I say, you're welcome. It was a job.
Yeah.
I loved my job.
Yeah.
But in reality, I never deployed or anything like that. All right, you're getting to know a little bit about.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. I actually don't even know what you did in the military. Oh, by the way, guys, like, you're gonna get to know us.
Yeah.
As we get to know each other, because we really do not know each other very well.
Yeah, I would say what?
6 months.
6 months.
I think it was like before. It was right before Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So not long.
Yeah,
we are June. Yeah. So
and in the first couple of months, it was just on Sundays.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's pretty cool. But anyways, what did you do in the military?
I was an ICBM technician, so that's intercontinental ballistic missiles, weapons of mass destruction.
Wow, sounds boring.
It was not boring, but I was stationed in
weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, it's not rocket science. It's just turning.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Knuckle dragger, what we would say. But yeah, so I did 5 years initially in Minot, North Dakota, the frozen tundra.
Why not Minot?
Exactly.
That's where I was born.
In Minot?
Yeah, did you know that?
No.
Yeah. A piece of me is still there, actually. My finger got cut off there.
Okay. Yeah, probably hear more about that story.
Maybe.
Maybe. I love North Dakota, but the majority of people did not like it.
Yeah.
But then again, I was there as a young airman, 19, and you work hard, you play hard, and that's why I enjoyed it. Plus, all my friends.
Well, what else is there to do besides drink when it's, negative 30 degrees?
Bowling.
Fun.
The outdoor hunting there is good.
Darts.
Darts and gambling.
Oh, because of like the Indian reservations, I'm guessing.
Yeah. And then some of the there was the bowling alley actually had some gambling, like pool tabs or bingo and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure if my dad listened, well, he better be listening, or
going to.
Yeah, he's going to be listening. I'm sure this will just bring back so many memories, because I actually know that him and my mom were on a bowling league in Minot. So
really?
That's
what is it, on base or off base?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
They were both military, so yeah, I would assume on base.
I would assume back then it was like way better to party on base than it was when I was an airman, because it was boring on base, to be honest. They had JR Rockers, which was like the officer club and the enlisted club, but no one ever went there.
Really?
Yeah. No, it was just like downtown bar.
Oh, okay.
Stuff. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I completely cut you off.
No worries. Yeah, no worries. So I did that. Did 5 years at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. I launched satellites and worked on space planes kind of stuff. And then moved here in Utah. Did 5 years here. I worked out in the desert with motors, rocket motors, and stuff like that. And then back up to Minot for another 4.5 years. Wow. And then back here to Utah and retired here.
So you did 20 then?
21.
21?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you just retired this year?
Yeah, right? January. Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. So this transition from military to civilian has been wild.
Oh, I'm sure.
It really has. It's been difficult to get used to, because you have your military family that you almost like you grew up with, right? Because, well, at least for me, when I started, I was 19, still young, didn't know jack crap about anything.
Yeah.
didn't know a hole from my,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to swear. So anyway.
Wow, you're better than me. I'm sure I'm going to swear, guys. Just putting it out there. We will try to keep it clean.
I can't promise anything.
I won't promise anything. Actually, even when I said try, I'm sure you guys saw me or heard me hesitate to even say try.
But so, I bumped the table. Anyway, try not to do that. Anyway, so supplementing losing that military, that's where pickleball came in. And then when I got into pickleball, I can go into that maybe later or now, it doesn't really matter. But I supplemented pickleball community with my military family that I lost. So it's been awesome.
I love it.
But still, that transition is still hard to get through. And, I'm still going through it.
Yeah. I think it will take some time. Like we just said, you just retired this year. That's a whole life change. And I don't know how anyone goes through that alone. Like, right? Like it's not just a career change, it's a life change. You lost a family, you've lost the support. Some of those assistance programs aren't, I mean, I think as a veteran, they're still readily available, but a lot of those things are more available to active duty members, I think, than even retired members. I know that there's a whole nother level of support for retired members, but I can imagine it's huge. I mean, I remember when my mom retired from the Air Force and how, I mean, it's just a whole whirlwind. It's all she ever knew. She was a military brat growing up, and then she went right into the Air Force. And so, it's same for her. It was huge. She was very scared, which I think is like a normal thing, right? So you feel very scared. It's like, okay, well, now where do I even go to the doctor? Like, I remember when she retired, I was like, where am I supposed to go to the doctor? What do you mean off base? Like, that's so weird. And so, I'm sure it's just a process, and it'll take time, right? So
everyone that I've talked to that are already retired, they're like, it takes a good year.
I would imagine.
Especially if you move right into the civilian sector working, right? Because some people take 3-6 months off or almost a year off before they start another job. I just jumped right into it.
Like from Friday to Monday?
Yeah, pretty
Stop.
much.
You didn't even give yourself a break?
So because I'm working with retiree friends of mine,
right?
So it's a better transition than some people going into the civilian sector.
But what do you wear to work now? Like just t-shirts and jeans? Like, is that so weird? Like, I don't have to put on like my BDUs or.
That's what really sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, I actually have to buy clothes.
You have to think about what you're gonna wear.
I have to match and like make it look
match.
Because uniform is just your jacket and pants.
Yeah.
Tuck my pants into my boots and go to town, right? Yeah.
Into those little like scrunchy thing. Did you have those?
Oh, the
bind it actually, because I remember my mom had those
pants binders.
Yeah.
They call them something else.
What are they?
Pausing straps.
Yes, and they have like little hooks and they hook onto each other. Then you tuck your pants underneath them.
Oh my god, it's so stupid.
So stupid.
And I hated that because every time you like bend down, they raise up. So from when I got to my first duty station in North Dakota, I always folded my pant and then tucked it into my boots. And that was AFI allowed that. So AFI is Air Force instruction.
Yeah.
So anyway, so our instruction allowed me to do that, and I did it ever since. Because when you're working out in the missile field, and you're bending over and like stretching and lifting equipment, you don't want your pant leg running, like up your leg. It's just annoying. That just made it easier to stay tight.
Yeah, I would imagine. I did a civilian deployment to Afghanistan for 6 months, and I actually wore a uniform, and so I used those for like the first little bit. But then the uniforms that I had, and don't even ask me why I was in uniforms, because all the other civilians, I was a DoD civilian, a Department of Defense civilian, and they did not have to wear uniform, and I did. There's a whole story behind that. I won't get into it right now, but they wound up actually having like these like. They were almost like ties. So then I could at the bottom.
Oh, at the bottom?
Yeah. And so then I could just tie those, and that's what I wound up doing. But I had just always seen my mom use those blousing straps. And so I used those for the first little bit, but I know I can already feel it coming up my like ankle and calf.
Yeah.
Like what you're explaining, like when you bend down or you move and it just like rolls up. It's awkward.
So I'd assume your parents wore the greens fatigues, and then they moved into BDUs. Did they retire in BDUs?
My mom did.
Yeah, that was my favorite uniform.
Yeah.
I don't, because black, it's thinning, right?
You're right.
So
Okay.
you look chubby, And 2, I look good in black.
Yeah. Hers weren't black. What are you talking about?
The
Black.
shirt, the undershirt.
Oh,
And then the rest of it was
yeah.
just dark
She did
green,
never even
black,
do. She did like the tan. That's what I used too, because I had.
Oh, really? The
Yeah.
tan undershirt.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
so I didn't like that. I like the black.
Anyways,
You know.
here we go again. Talking. I can
Yeah,
talk this all day though, guys.
Anyway, so pickleball
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
for my family,
Yeah.
military. So yeah, moved here to Utah, retired here, and it was my girlfriend's mom who invited me to go play pickleball with her retiree friends.
Oh.
And at first, I never heard of it. I'm like, what? What's pickleball? Is this some type of retire? And this is the same story that everyone says, some type of stupid retiree game. At first, I thought it was like bocce ball.
How do you understand it if you've never seen it or heard of it?
Exactly.
Yeah. How do you explain it?
So yeah, got invited to that, and I played a little bit of racquetball and ping pong in the Air Force, not professionally or anything, just for fun. And so I picked up on it quick, and I was like, "This is so awesome!" Right? And I fell in love because I'm competitive,
Yeah.
just by nature, playing baseball throughout my childhood and volleyball and high school and stuff. So yeah, so I fell in love with it, and that was all she wrote, which is the story of hundreds of people,
Yeah.
or thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say thousands. It's definitely addicting
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah. So let's hear your story.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Destiny. Yeah, I mentioned earlier I'm a DoD civilian. I still am a federal employee for the government. I've done that for 18 years. I worked for the Air Force as a civilian for 15 years, and then I took a year off and I did private sector, and now I'm back with the government and I love it. I do human resources, so
Fun stuff.
yeah, I get to yeah, so it's actually wild because I never as a civilian who hired other civilians to work for the Department of Defense, I didn't work with the military a lot. So I worked on an Air Force base, and I for a long time worked in a building that did not have one military person in it, the entire building. And then we moved to building 430
Oh,
on the
yeah.
hill, and it's where military personnel is as well. So we were kind of housed in the same. And I was like, oh, there's military people in this base. Weird. Because I just was in my own little world. You too, right? You go to work and you're in your own little world, and it's other civilians, and I'm hiring other civilians to work on the base. And so it's a very interesting dynamic for sure. And speaking of, your transition out of the military, I used to brief at the TAPS briefing, which TAPS is the Transition Assistance Program, and I would help military members who were separating from the military. I would walk them through how to write their government resume.
The federal resume.
Yeah, the federal resume, and how to apply for jobs on USA Jobs.
Yeah,
And,
I heard it's horrible.
it's awful, guys. It's my whole world. But I got to be honest, I've done HR I did it for about a year before I joined or, was a DoD civilian. And so 19 years, right? And I got to tell you, I don't even think I could write my own resume without like needing some sort of help or having to Google, like, what should I put here? Like, and I look at resumes all day. I mean, not right now because the current climate, but I feel like for years I've looked at resumes up and down and I still struggle to write my own. It's so funny. But so even just teaching that class, it was interesting, but it was fun. So yeah, I guess I can kind of feel what you're feeling, even just thinking back to those classes and people being so nervous to apply for federal jobs and apply for their future, I guess, right?
Yeah, because being in I didn't mean to cut you off, but being in the military, you're taught to live a certain way, and then once that stops, like, how do I how do I interact in this world that have been out of for the last umpteen years?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, tell me, how many times did you interview for a job when you were in the military?
Never.
Oh, zero,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
0.
How many resumes did you write?
Zero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then you've done that for 20 plus years. You come out and it's like, wait, I have to, excuse me, what?
Yeah. And you have to talk about yourself, which we grew up not talking about ourselves. We try to prop everyone else up.
Oh, yeah.
So that
True. Yeah, especially as like an NCO, right? Like a non-commissioned officer. Yeah. So interesting. Yeah, I love it. It was hard for me when I left the Department of Air Force because I was also born on a military base at Minot. And then it was my whole life too. And then also as an adult, it's what I did. And it was I mean, I cannot get on the base. And that is weird to me.
Yeah.
I've never not been allowed on a base before. And it's not that I'm not allowed, guys. I'm allowed on there. I just don't have access. And that's very strange. Because I don't work for an agency at Hill. So
when does that stop for kids then of military retirees?
So I think it's 20. When I was growing up, it was like 22.
Oh, okay.
As long as I was in school.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
There was something with that, and then, but I was married young. And so I think that like played.
Hold on, the way you worded that
That was
so
weird because
I was married young.
I got
forced to bond with you.
Well, it is Utah.
You
So
married
no, I'm married young, guys. I got married at a young age, and I married someone who was also active. Well, he was a reservist, and so it's very weird. So like I lost my benefits under my parents, but then picked them up under my husband at the time, my ex-husband now. And so that's interesting. So I don't remember. And because I was young, I was done with school at 22, but then I don't remember, guys.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just curious because I never even put any thought into it. I just thought you had base access the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Being but it makes sense that you don't.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't want to. They don't want. I would say take advantage, but there's really no advantage besides the commissary. But you're not really saving that much money.
No.
And then the gas prices aren't any better.
No.
Than off base.
I think the only good thing here in Utah, if you drink alcohol, is that you can buy alcohol on base. You can buy liquor on base on Sundays, and you cannot do that in the state of Utah. And so I thought that was a nice perk. So there was that, but really, I don't know. I don't know what other benefits. I mean, I have friends that work up there. But they are allowed to leave the base. So then I just see them when they come off the base, right? So, I think that, that would be, I don't really know. Yeah. It's just weird. It was just weird. I'm like, wait, this place that I've been driving onto every single day of my entire life, I can't access anymore. It's so weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
But yeah, so fast forward, and like right before COVID, I had gone to the Memorial Day tournament in Brigham City.
Okay, yeah.
And Brigham City, Northern Utah guys did a Memorial Day tournament. They do it every year. And I went to watch my ex-in-laws play. And like we were like, oh, they're playing this pickleball tournament. I'm like, what the hell is pickleball? Sounds weird. It sounds made up. And so we went and I watched it and I'm like, I can do this. What are you joking? Are you joking? I could do this. So I sounded so confident, right, guys? And then I bought, so that was right, like that's May. It was the whole next year. So that was like 2019. I think it was like 2020 that I purchased, or maybe it was 2018 that I went to that tournament, and then it was 2019 that I purchased like a pickleball paddle.
Oh, okay.
And then it wasn't until almost a whole nother year before I actually played. Because I didn't know anybody that wanted to play, and I didn't want to ask people who had already been playing for a long time. My second ex-husband, that ex-husband, he wouldn't play with me initially. And he had his own hobbies and things. And so I didn't know anybody. And then I remember my dad texted me one day and was like, oh, man, his girlfriend at the time had just got this pickleball stuff. Had I heard of it? And I was like, yes, I have heard of it. I also have a pickleball stuff. And so I asked him, and him and I went to a park one day, and we were just playing what we thought was pickleball. And we're kind of like being nosy and watching the people next to us, and we're like, what are they saying? Like when you read the score, right? Like it's so confusing.
Oh my God.
And so we sit on the bench, and we finally, like, we should have done this before we even got to the park. But we pull up like a YouTube video and we're watching it, and then we're trying to understand the scoring. And finally we're like, oh, let's just ask these people. people and everybody in the pickleball community, like you said, like you've kind of swapped out your military family for a pickleball family. The community is seriously what has kept me in pickleball. It is amazing. But we just asked this couple, what is it that you're saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are these numbers that you're saying? Like 541, like what is that? And so they explained to us the scoring, and then, it made a lot more sense because we didn't understand that you get two serves when there's four of you, right? And when there's one on one, you don't. So him and I, after that, joined a league and we played indoor on gym surfaces, which is awful.
Yeah.
But we're spoiled here in Utah because we have so many facilities, indoor facilities. But that's how I started. And it, like you, the rest is history. I was addicted. I was hooked. My dad was hooked. He still plays. And now I think Memorial Day was a month ago, and that was my 5th year playing. So I played 21, 22, 23, 24, and this is my 5th year. So
that's awesome.
Is that right? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 5th year. Sorry, like when I'm like 20, 25, that should be 5 years up, but I didn't play in 2020, so I had to do the math, guys. 5 years. So that I immediately got into tournaments. I never thought I was a competitive person ever. I'm like, oh, I'm just playing for fun. It was because I was a fucking loser. Sorry. I tried, but when you lose, you're like, I'm not competitive. I just play for fun. Like board games and stuff. Like I love board games. I'm a huge game person. But I suck at them. I just like this is so fun. Everybody's having fun and it's fun. Guys, I'm super competitive and Richie can attest to that now because he's played with me, and I get kind of mad sometimes, but I try to rein it in. But I think when you're competitive, you just do that, right? Like we all have that little competitive edge. And I have played in, and I should count them, but it's over 100. And I mentioned this when we were talking the other day. It's over 150 tournaments. It might be close to 200.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and equal amount of medals too. I don't like to think about the money. Okay, that's what somebody asked me. I'm like, that is none of my business. How much I've spent on pickleball, guys. None of my business. So I'm not going to explain how many paddles I have, how many I've paid for.
So, where was your first indoor location that you played at?
I played. Is it Shoreline Junior High?
Oh, okay.
Is that?
Well, Shoreline, yeah, there is the junior.
Is it like?
But I don't know if
East
they do.
Layton?
That's West Layton.
That's what I meant. West Layton. Yeah. Yeah, they had indoor pickleball. I think that's where I played. Is it kind of like off of Angel? I don't know. Like Angel Street? I don't know.
I live here.
I think that it's west, like Southwest Layton. Yeah.
Okay.
And like some newer junior high, like
it's
beautiful. Yeah, that's where I played. So that was my first league. And then the Shed in West Haven.
Yep.
Opened up, and I remember this was my first tournament, guys. Woo. My dad was supposed to play. Him and I were going to play, and it was a New Year's Day tournament. They always do a New Year's Day tournament. I try to play every year if I can. I love the Sheds tournaments. They're so fun because I love the round robin. You get more games in, and it's fun and competitive. And they do a New Year's Day one, and my dad did snow removal when he was he worked on base as well, and he did snow removal, and it snowed that day, so he could not go. So I begged my ex-husband to come, and he was athletic, and I was like, please do this. And so he had never played pickleball. I think maybe like once or twice ever. And so, but I was like, I just really want to do this. I think it'll be fine. It's a low level. I think it'll be fun. And we go. The whole drive there, he's like, well, I'm going to hurry. I'm just going to lose so we can just leave. And I was like, oh, no. It's a round robin. So we're stuck there whether we lose or win. And then I think he regretted his decision. So we get there, and I'm embarrassed to admit this. We did not even score 11 points in the 7 games that we played.
Oh.
Guys, it was a 3.0 tournament, which is fine. It's fine because it's not about winning.
No, it's never about
always about winning from now on. But I remember my dad was like, and because I told him this story, obviously, because he asked how it went, and he was like, you played after that? You showed your face again? And I was like, yeah, because now I was like, well, now I know what I could do.
Yeah.
And so I want to play. And My ex did not. I think maybe he only played a handful of times after that. But yeah, I was obsessed. That was my very first tournament, and I don't think I played in another tournament until maybe the fall of the next year.
Yeah.
I did some outdoor leagues at like Mount Ogden, and that's how I met some people that I still play with today. And I did tons of tournaments at that point, and that's kind of where it all began.
So do you think you do more tournaments than you do like leagues and stuff like that?
Mm,
Or is it pretty balanced out throughout the year? Like in the
yeah, I would say it's probably balanced out. I know you don't do a lot of tournaments though. No.
If you've seen our last video, then you probably know.
Whatever. We played well.
We did for the first, 6 games?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And then we made the mistake of trying to record it.
Yeah.
And I think I
Well,
don't
even
really
the
think
game
that got
before
my
that.
head. Yeah.
We got in a slump and
Yeah.
just
We played a good team. They were all good teams, to be
they were
honest.
good, but Monday night draft, I played them again with another person. So maybe it was just you.
Wow.
And we whooped their ass.
Okay. So maybe it was just me. I
No.
lost it. No, I'm just
No, because they messed up a lot during that game.
I'm teasing. Honestly, I'm gonna say I have a hard time beating them anytime. I think it is me because it's in my
Is
head.
it just like a psychological thing?
I think so.
I think that's why I messed up. Going into it, I was nervous. I was nervous because they were on the same level as we were, undefeated.
Right.
And they looked like, well, they're married, right? And they play together constantly.
Yes.
So I was really nervous playing against them. And I think it just came through.
Yeah. I mean, it was our first tournament. And so then you get that in your head and you're like, okay. And
Yeah, but we
you
were
and I,
killing it.
we were.
So,
I know.
just on last comment. He said game on. He wants to play us again.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That's funny. I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be fun actually, because we went 14-16 with them, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But anyway, I started, what was it? Syracuse. Same, it was a gym court. Didn't know any better. And then I heard about F5, which was in also Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined the league there. It was a 2.530 league.
Oh, okay.
And I did that like 3 or 4 times in a row and made friends and all that stuff and got better and better. And then I joined a 3-5 at the shed and played there and got better. And then I started playing at the kitchen.
Nice.
Yeah. And then F5 closed down. And then it was back and forth between the shed and the kitchen and 4-0 and 4-5 league. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I did play a lot. So after that tournament, I mean, that was that New Year's Day tournament. They had just opened. The shed had just opened that December. And so that was their very first tournament ever. And so I think that's kind of why, like, for me, it's not that it's nostalgic, but I love supporting them.
Brian,
But
such a good guy.
oh my gosh, both of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just really and so fun. And I remember helping kind of facilitate some of those leagues at the lower level because him and his wife play at the higher level. And so I just got so into it. And they linked me up with some other people who I still adore and see. And we just started playing. And then all of a sudden, I think I was in 3 to 5 leagues there a week. And mind you, my ex was deployed at the time, so I had the time to play 3 to 5 times a week, which then it didn't really stop. So I mean, I'm still playing a lot.
It helps you like get through those tough times of when you're missing that person or stuff like that. Yeah. So
yeah, it just fills the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't really have hobbies and stuff. I remember growing up, my sister like cheered and she just had all these it seemed like she had a lot of hobbies and I didn't. Like I didn't play sports growing up. I didn't do like cheer or dance. And so I would remember when I would go to my parents, I'm like, I just don't have anything. I don't have anything that's mine. Just like a whiny little brat, right? And my mom's like, well, you're organized. I'm like, what the? I'm organized. What is that? Like, that's not a hobby. But I mean, honestly, now you look at it, and there's a lot of people that actually turned their organizational skills into hobbies and businesses, right? And helping others. I'm not there anymore, but I used to be very very particular about how and where things went. And yeah, maybe I'm a little like that still, but not a ton. I've loosened up a little. But yeah, just remember, I'm like, what the hell is that? You're organized. I'm like, that's not a hobby. So I was, yeah, I think I just like, I had found pickleball and it seemed like something that was mine and I wasn't awful at it and I had fun. And then you start meeting people and you have this community of support. And for me, that was huge when my ex was deployed. And then when he got home, they were so supportive of him. Like the fall of Afghanistan, like they really supported him because they knew like that had to have been tough. And so just to see people come out and support him, someone they had never met before, was just so heartwarming, honestly. And like I'm getting chills just thinking about some of those people, and I know you know who you are, and I love you. And yeah, I just, you guys all helped me get through really hard times. I've struggled with mental health, which is a reason why we're doing this podcast, is to kind of talk about pickleball and mental health and how those things intertwine, because they really do. And I know both of those things we're both really passionate about. And yeah, so that's why we're here, is to kind of bring those things together and just talk and enjoy the conversation, and hopefully kind of enlighten other people, and talking about our experiences and all of that. So
yeah, that's the premise of the show.
Yeah. Da, 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 da. But yeah, really, I mean, it is, right? So just in how those things kind of intertwine, talking about our stories, what works for us, what doesn't, what, what was a flop, what isn't.
This whole mental health game is kind of new to me because, I grew up the quintessential guy, of feelings. Oh, I'll just eat them and shove them down and, keep trucking.
Yeah.
But no, it was just recently that I just started seeking help with transition and just things to work through from my past and childhood and stuff like that. So,
I love that.
and it's going good so far. Obviously, there's some weird things that they do, like some was it tapping and clicking,
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. That
played around.
inside, I just like giggle, I'm just like, this is silly.
But it's not, because those things, I think when you first start, they have to try to give you all the tools, right? So that you have all those tools for your toolbox to know, like, maybe that doesn't work for you, but maybe it
You have
does,
to try it,
right?
right?
You have to try
You
it.
have to be open to it.
Yeah.
And that's where
So if I'm
I'm,
the inside,
I'm like halfway open.
Yeah.
I'm like creaking the door.
Yeah.
So
I remember like my first massage ever that I went and got was with a lady who like spoke to spirits during the massage, guys. And I was like, can you not? That was my response. Can you not do that? First of all, that is effing creepy to me. I don't want another person in here.
like explain that speaks to spirits because there are people that do that Reiki thing. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
She wasn't doing Reiki.
Okay.
And
So
I
actual
remember
seance.
exactly where this was. Yeah. She was what is it like? Light as a feather, or not?
Oh yeah,
feather, super
yeah,
support, but like the
crap.
red rum, or whatever. She's just bringing spirits into, into her spa. No, I went, and I remember she was just like, "You need to release, and I can feel spirits here, and just welcome them." And I was like, no, thank you. I do not want to welcome anybody into this room right now. You're lucky you're in here, lady. But yeah, and that was a massage, guys. That wasn't like
That's so weird.
Yeah, it wasn't in like a therapy session. But I think now looking back and knowing where I went, it was like you first walk in, it's like a crystal shop. And this place was like,
signs were there.
The signs were there, guys. The signs were signing. And now I'm super open to that. I have crystals in my home, and I am into breath work, meditation, all of those things, but it has taken me years to be open to it, because it does, like, if you're not open to it and you are so worried about what other people think, I think you then start to be like, this is weird, this is kooky. So it's like, maybe if this lady ever listens to this podcast, she should call me back, and maybe I'll do another massage. Maybe we'll see how it goes. But at that time, I was like, no, my back is seizing up, and I just need you to help me. So I just knocked the table. But yeah, so I get it. But I am the opposite of you. I've been going to therapy for 15 years, and I do talk therapy. I love it. I am a huge advocate for it. There's sometimes I go and I don't shut up the whole time and I'm on the edge of my seat and I'm very anxious. And there's other times I go and I'm like, hey, I think I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
I think I'm healed. And then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, I'm not healed. I'm not healed. And so take me back.
That's how I was, shoving it down. You're good for a good while.
Oh yeah.
Right? You're like, man, I can handle anything.
Yeah.
And then it all hits you at once and you just crumble.
You lose a game of pickleball and you're crying on the court.
Exactly.
Or you throw a paddle.
Yeah. I've never thrown a paddle, but I did break it.
Lies. I actually saw you throw a paddle once.
When?
It was on a Sunday at the pickler.
That was the same time I broke one, so I guess I did.
Yeah.
It wasn't like overhead throw. It was like a toss. It was like
recently
shit kind of a thing. But then right before I left, I was like, you know what? I'm heated enough that I've always wanted to break a paddle. I was like, okay, this is the day to do it. I cracked it over my knee. Yeah.
Over your knee?
Yeah.
And you broke your knee?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No. But it felt good.
Did it?
But then I felt like an idiot later.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Yeah, I've thrown my paddle once, and then the most embarrassing thing is to have to go and pick it up in front of other people.
Temper tantrum.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that felt good? That felt good? No. Yeah. It felt good to throw it. To have to go and pick it up in front of everybody, embarrassing.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So they go hand in hand, right? I feel like I'm proud of you.
Is therapy in a way.
Yeah. It's a form of meditation. I think so. Yeah.
Sure. I don't have an opinion because I don't know. I haven't done meditation, but I do zone out. So maybe that's what it is.
There you go. Yeah. Well, I think depending on what if you're zoning out or you are in touch with like what you're doing, I think maybe not pickleball but if you're drilling, maybe that could be, or if you go into it with an intention or something like that, right? I think it could be considered a form of meditation, honestly. Yeah.
Well, I zone out when I know I'm getting upset. I try to put myself out of body, in a sense, out of the situation, and just focus on the shot. Right. Mm-hmm. And it's my way. It doesn't always work. Yeah. It's my way of like trying to control my anger.
Yeah. You're being present, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that's.
Yeah. I try to like block everything out, because when you can tell when someone's starting to get pissed off and you're like, you want to be like, dude, it's all right. Just, it's have fun. You're like, it's like, shut up.
Yeah. I'm not here to win, guys. I'm here to win.
Yeah. So I try to zone them out and just like straight faced, like, let me focus on this.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm playing with you in the future.
And I'm not talking to you. We're looking at you. They're like,
yeah, he's not mad at me. He's just zoning. He's in the zone. The auto zone. That was not an ad. So that's funny. So, I mean, you haven't really played around with like meditation, but I know you've mentioned that you hike.
I do. And that's another way, because I don't try to think about my feelings and stuff like that, but I do when I hike for whatever reason. Like I'll go back through the day or the week prior and think about situations and like talk about it to myself.
Yeah.
Sounds weird.
No.
Coming out, but it's not.
It's not weird.
Or I'll just ramble on about random stuff in my head.
Yeah.
Or I listen to music, which helps me zone out too.
Yeah.
Because music has been like a major part of my life. Not that I play, I just listen.
Yeah.
Even though I have guitars and stuff like that.
Oh, really? You don't play guitar? You just own them
I own them and
look at them?
So
like, this one's pretty.
Yeah, so I'll pick it up and play for like 2 weeks and be like, oh, I see no progress. Well, screw this.
Yeah, I don't like to do things I'm not good at.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, so I hike because I love the outdoors. I like being in nature. I grew up in central Pennsylvania in the middle of the woods, so it just feels natural to me to be out. And I like hunting more so for being out in the woods than actually like killing stuff. But I like hunting and eating the meat and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're not the same. I don't like to hike.
Well, you don't like outdoors.
I'm not outdoorsy, guys. I'm indoorsy. I don't know. Hiking, I've done like Moab. I like hiking in Moab. That has been fine. But like I am so scared of everything. I'm like a big scaredy cat. I do not like bugs. I do not like snakes. I don't like thinking about the fact that I'm being hunted by like a wildcat, right? Like we have those. And then you see these videos and people are like, oh, it's not very common. I'm like, well, isn't it? You don't know unless it's going to attack you. So it's probably actually very common that you guys are all out there getting hunted right now, hiking, listening to this podcast, maybe. Yeah, I'm not, but I get the appeal because I have like done like arches and I loved it and I like would love to go again. And I've done other hikes and it's fun the whole time I'm complaining. Nobody ever wants to go on a hike with me, guys. Don't invite me. I'm not going to be a fun person to come along. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, is that a track? Is that a bug? Is that a snake? I'm pretty sure I heard a rattle and people are like, that's the wind. And I'm like, no. Yeah.
One thing about Utah, there's some amazing outdoor stuff here to do.
Yeah.
Like the hiking and
I remember
just missing.
Oh, you guys, I remember somebody asked me to go snowshoeing on a date once, and I was like, did you just ask me to hike through the snow? Like, yeah. And I was like, no, it ain't for me. Yeah. No, thank you. Because this is what I envision. I'm going to go on a first date. We're going to be like, it's so cute. We're in the snow. First of all, no. The snow, cold. No, thank you. And we're going to like snowshoe. And then I just picture it because you're snowshoeing to stay on top of the snow. Dead me, I'm gonna fall. I just know I'm gonna fall, and then it's gonna be a whole thing trying to get me out of the snow, put me back on the snowshoes. Like this sounds like a miserable idea for a first date. No, no.
Oh, and this is not I know it's skinny singles, but it's definitely not relationship. Even though we'll go into relationship topics and stuff, but definitely not a dating podcast.
No, and I didn't even put that together, right? And so, because skinny singles is a pickleball term for, playing singles on half the court, which I thought was just like such a clever name, and I was telling friends about it, and somebody I was mentioning who I was doing it with, and I'm talking about Rob, and like, oh, is he also a skinny single? And I was like, sorry, what? And I felt so stupid because I was like, oh my God, I didn't even like put that together. And I don't know that I felt stupid that I didn't put it together or that people thought we were so vain to name a podcast after being single and skinny because that's not the case, guys.
Yeah, I'm clearly not skinny.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's why you're all black.
Yeah.
I'm the one in black right now.
Except for today.
Yeah.
But you can't see my big belly.
Oh, yeah, huge belly, guys. Okay. What a fatty over here.
Oh, God.
Anyways, we're both very skinny. Just kidding. Yeah. So, yeah.
So why did we start this podcast? Or actually, let's go into how we met.
Oh,
because we didn't cover that yet.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go?
You go. You do it.
Okay.
Take it away.
All right.
Do you want me to count you off?
Count me
off.
So I was on Zillow. I've been looking for a place to buy here in Utah, and I used Zillow to find me a realtor. Well, found me this guy named Jason, and I seen a few houses. So I was like, hey, can you show them to me? He's like, oh, heck yeah. So we did that. And, just by happenstance, we start talking about what we do in life. And I was like, well, I play pickleball a lot. I own a pickleball apparel company, which I did fail.
Oh, yeah. Ta-da.
Casual dinkers. But anyway. And he's like, oh, I play pickleball too. And I was like, cool. I also work on base. He's like, oh, well, I work on base too. So we had all these things in common together. He's like, well, what level do you play at? I was like, well, I'm like a 3.7, 4.0 on a really good day, maybe a 4.3.
For a second, I thought you were like telling you exactly like a 3.740. And I was like, wow.
I'm sorry, actually.
3.41. I don't actually even know.
Yeah. So that's what I gauge myself at currently. But people say I play at a 4. Well, I play at a 4 or 5 level, but people say I'm a 4 or 5, and I don't agree with that.
Same. I don't agree that you're 4'5" either.
Yeah.
I'm just
no, I mean, it clearly shows in the videos that people take it.
Stop.
I let myself get body bagged multiple times.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm sorry I posted the video. I'm not sorry, guys.
No, don't be
it's
sorry.
hilarious.
It was actually quite funny.
I left out all the bad parts of me.
Anyway, so he invites me to the Sunday pickleball at the Pickler. And yeah, so that's where I first met you. It was more or less just like, hi, I'm Robert, and I'm Destiny kind of a thing. And then we played maybe once together during that time. And then I started playing every Sunday in your group. And then we just kind of became friends. And then you were a captain for the first draft league at Roy Kitchen. And then I knew you, but you didn't pick me on your team. No, not really. And then I got drafted onto a team, and we kind of made friends that way. And then a few leagues that we played together in Kaysville.
Yeah. So my point of view is funny because I had heard your name because you were going to be playing the Thanksgiving tournament with Fabi. And I was playing with her husband, Rodrigo.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
he was trying to set up some time for the four of us to play, but I had never met you before. And then all of a sudden you showed up. It was literally like 4 days later. That was that next Sunday.
Was it that?
Yeah. And so it was like a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, but you showed up on that Sunday because Jason, like you had mentioned, brought you along. And I was like, oh, I think I've actually heard your name just like 4 days ago. And I think we're supposed to be playing, like we were supposed to be trying to set something up. And so it was so funny because I hadn't heard of you. I knew you had like a banner at the kitchen and I had seen it. But I had never met you. People were like, oh no, he's got tattoos. You've got to know who he is. And I was like, I don't know who this person is. And so it was just so funny that just all of a sudden, then you were there like a couple of days after I had learned and had even like the first time I had even heard your name. And so I thought that was kind of funny. And going back to the draft league, listen. Okay, you were drafted before I could pick you. And it was funny because I was actually hopeful to get you, hoping that nobody else knew who you were because I didn't know who you were. So I just assumed nobody else knew who you were. And that's why I am with like everything.
Besides maybe you knew who I was.
I don't know because
like Devin and Blair knew me, but they also tried.
Which I also didn't know them until it's so funny that you can play in the same like commuting area at the same skill level. And I swear to God, every single time I go to a tournament or I go to a new league, I meet new people. And I'm like, wait, how are we play in the same town, we play at the same facility, we're in this league, and I've never met you, we play at the same skill level. It amazes me how fast this is growing. And continues to grow, right? Like I think COVID had exploded, and that's when I learned how to play was during COVID. But the fact that it's 2025, we're 6 years, the 6th year, right? Like since I don't know, we know that I can't do math, guys. We figured it out earlier. I got to use fingers and toes and everything else to count. But it is amazing to me that it's still continuing to grow so fast. Yeah, it's wild.
I hope it keeps growing too. To be honest, obviously I have a company that needs a profit off pickleball.
Casual thinkers.
But yeah, the community growth, and I just want to see it expand even into smaller towns. Like my hometown in Pennsylvania, they have like maybe 15 to 20 people that play. And I'm trying to get my mom into it because she needs to get some more exercise, so I gave her a paddle and stuff like that. And it just helps communities come together, grow together, and make stuff more civilized in a competitive, banger way.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I really can never say enough about it. I talk about it so much. I mentioned earlier I do HR and I'm a supervisor, so I feel like my staff meetings for like the first few. I mean, everybody in my office knows I play pickleball. It's always brought up, and anytime you're in a new training class and it's like, tell us a fun fact about yourself, and I'm like, I've done over 100 tournaments, pickleball tournaments, and people are like, cool, you're a loser, but I'm not. And I think like I think, oh, again, like you said, like you mentioned pickleball initially, and people just think, oh, that's an old person sport, and then you
Yeah.
mention tournaments, or you mention things about it, and people are like, wait, what? And so I actually have a couple of employees that have like started playing. I have people in my office. I feel like I get a call, like at least one call or one message on Instagram or one message on Facebook from either somebody I went to high school with, or somebody. I mean, I went to high school here in Utah, so I'm still live approximately in the same area I grew up
Yeah.
in. And so I think, I mean, I still get somebody at least weekly that's like, "Hey, I'm looking into getting into pickleball. Do you know something about it? Could you teach me? Could you, do you know where I should start? What kind of paddle should I start with?" So I still get that at least once a week, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I feel bad, so I'm just going to put out an apology. I don't always get back to everybody as soon as possible, but I definitely welcome those inquiries because I'm happy to help anybody because I got that help. We all started somewhere, right?
Yep.
And so that's another thing is we're really kind of hoping to gauge this podcast around amateur play, because we're amateurs, right? Like
Yeah.
we're not pros. We're not here to talk about the pros. I don't have time to really hone in on the pros. Like I think it's fun to watch at that level, and I'm always amazed at the gameplay, or even just playing against 5-0 players in our local area. I'm just like, oh, that's fine, I could play them, and then they like dominate me, and I'm like, oh, I thought I was there, but I'm not. I got a couple points. That's awesome. But I think that's fun because this is where pickleball is, right? Like it's in the amateurs hold a lot of the the stake of the game and the community.
It's the only way it's going to grow, right? Is
The
the,
word of the
you
day.
know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
amateurs.
Yeah, exactly.
Pros there, but like you said, I don't follow it either. I played 8 years of baseball in high school, and I barely watched baseball.
Yeah.
I collected cards and stuff, but other than that,
I collected baseball cards.
really,
I probably have, yeah, I have thousands in my basement. I
that's
still have them.
great. I have all my good ones.
Yeah. I probably should get rid of a lot of them. I do have that's so funny. Yeah. A lot of people, that's something I should actually start doing in like the two truths and a lie. I bet people would never ever guess that about me. I have a lot of baseball cards.
All right. So who was your favorite baseball player?
Honestly,
Or
this is really embarrassing. I didn't know a lot about baseball.
Okay.
It was like my dad played when he was younger. And so, like I just like got into it with him, and then it was like something, I think, I mentioned I didn't have hobbies, so it was something that like my mom and dad started helping me get
Yeah.
into, as collecting. My grandma got me this collectors, it's a gold plated Lou Gehrig Babe Ruth signature card, so it has
Dang.
both of them on there. It's gold plated and they both signed it. It's
That's
in this
awesome.
house somewhere. It probably should be in a safe somewhere, I would imagine.
So did you just collect baseball cards in general, or did you focus on certain players
No, I
or
collected them in
teams?
general, and
Okay.
then like it was fun for me to like look through like the Topps books and see how
Yeah.
much they were worth, right? And then I actually I have a lot of European basketball cards.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but I lived in Europe as a
Oh,
kid.
that makes sense.
So that probably makes a little
Yeah.
sense. I've also lived in Europe as an adult, and so but yeah, I should actually find those.
Yeah.
You guys want to know what else I collected? Pogs. Do you remember Pogs and Slammers?
Okay. So here's another funny thing. Uh, I still have my pog set.
Oh, so do I.
Still have my slammers. I still have the tournament
Oh,
pad,
wait.
and
What do you mean tournament pad? Was it a game?
yeah. So it came in a
I didn't even
box.
know what the Slammers were used for.
Yeah. So it's an actual game, and there was tournaments, stuff
It's
like that.
embarrassing.
So it comes in a box. It was like 1 foot by 1 foot by like 6, and it it's a 4-person mat that you can put your pogs in, and then competition slammers and stuff like that.
Okay, so explain. I don't understand because I thought they were just like cute little things
Things
that
to
you
collect.
collect. Yeah, and my
Yes.
uncle owned like a card stationery store, and so when they closed, he just gave them all to me and my sister.
Yeah.
So I just still have them.
Now this was
But I
grade
didn't
school for
realize
me.
it was like so I probably wasn't even born yet.
Oh, shit.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm actually like 58.
Doesn't he look great, guys?
So it was popular in 5th grade, like 4th, 5th grade. And so the way to play the game is you grab like 5 pogs in your competition pit, it's like 5, or I think there's probably a certain amount, but I remember grabbing 5 and he grabbed 5, and you put them on the pad upside down so you can't see, and then you take your slammer and you slam it on top of the cards, and whatever comes up face up, you get to collect. So you get to steal those people's paws. And I could be wrong, but that's how we played it.
Okay, so were you slamming it onto like the corner, like the edge of the pog, so that it would like flip, or
exactly
would you? Because the pogs were light, so would you slam it onto like the pad and then hope that they like pop up? Like,
so there was 2 different. No, you actually had to hit the cards.
I'm pulling out all my shit, guys. I want to play this game.
So there was different techniques. You could hit the corner to flop them up, or you could flat face it on top of the card, and it would make the cards react, hopefully, in a way that would pop up more than 1 or 2, and it would pop the stack up and flip it over to a degree. Strategy.
I'm gonna pull up a YouTube video on this later. I had no idea it was a game. I just thought they were like heavy pogs, which I knew were called slammers, and then like pogs. I didn't know they used the slammers to slam the pogs. Oh yeah, like there's like cool ones, right? So yeah, I had ones that had like glitter on them, or like that I don't know. Words are hard. I'm also getting over a cold, guys. I don't know if you can hear my nasaliness, my stuffiness, but yes, the brain fog is a real.
Now, here's a question, because I haven't seen any pickleball cards of the players.
Would you buy them?
No.
That was a yes. I would never. Annalie Waters, who's that?
Yeah. I know there is a guy. So I met this guy at PickleCon. I was at PickleCon last year in Kansas City.
I was going to go to that last year.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't, but we had a booth with him.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But there was a guy I met out there, and I'm blanking on his name, but I follow him, and he follows me on Instagram. Anyway, he makes cards for people. Now, not professional. I think he has a few PPA players that he makes cards for, but he also does it for if you want like your own professional card.
Oh my God. And does it have your duper on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get his information. I'm making us cards, you guys.
I should like give him a shout out because he's super awesome.
Yeah, we'll talk about him next. Next time, because that's way cool. Yeah.
But yeah, he makes cards, and it's kind of cool.
That is very cool. So he just had like another booth set up.
And he was walking around.
Is it happening again? I'm assuming it. Do you know where it's at?
It's in Kansas City again. Yeah. I think they're talking about in the future going to different locations.
Yeah, I would hope. But where are they playing outdoors in Kansas City? Was it last year?
No,
was it indoor facility? Was it a chicken and pickle? Oh, a convention.
Mm-hmm. And they had like.
So they have like
50 cords
with those like temp rollout mats.
Yeah, like.
Have you played on those before?
What's the one pickle roll, or no? What's the? Oh dang it! I can't remember the company, but I've played on a few of them.
How does it feel? Do you even notice? Like, would you compare it to an indoor gym surface, or would you?
It's
outdoor.
Like outdoor.
So you're playing with the outdoor ball and everything.
Yep.
Huh.
Pickle roll. Yeah, that's a company. Pickle roll.
Interesting. I know Reno. Excuse me. Reno had in their convention center. They had hosted an event and did all that. And so I had seen the mats because I was there for a beer fest.
Nice.
But yeah, so and I had seen those there, but I hadn't actually been playing pickleball at that point
sometimes they're even more grittier. So you have to be really careful when you play on them. If they're like brand new, they are super gritty.
Gritty. So like the ball will bounce weird off of it? Or like speed up?
It will speed up. It will, like if it grips too hard, it will cut a lot harder. And also if you're like trying to like stop, when you're running, you could roll an ankle easier, because your shoes like grip a lot harder.
You guys, okay, I just pulled up PickleCon, Kansas City, August 7th through the 10th. They have this cutest little countdown. 42 days, 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 10, 9, 8, 7 seconds away, guys.
It was fun. The only bad thing is PPA was there on the same weekend. So
why did they do that?
I don't know.
Well, to bring people. Because if this is a convention.
No, it actually.
Did it hurt them?
I think PickleCon scheduled it first, and then PPA came there and scheduled it around the same time. And I don't know. I can't say if that's how it worked out.
Right.
But that's how I seen it. Anyway, so the PPA actually pulled a lot of people away from coming there,
That's
from
really
my view. And they also that weekend had a softball, like a national softball tournament there, which helped brought people, you know.
Yeah, so they have like tournaments, so this is, I'm just reading off their website. So tournaments, and I do remember seeing this because I was gonna, I have some friends that live in that area and had asked if I was coming, and I was like, oh, I hadn't even heard of it. And so they, so I looked it up, and so I had seen that there were like clinics and stuff. So it says tournaments, pro clinics, skills challenges. Then this year, I don't remember seeing this last year, but glow in the dark,
They did. They had that last year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then panel discussions, referee training this year. Did they have that last year?
They did,
Vendors,
The
kickoff
NPL was out
party.
there last year, and they had a big tournament out there.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. Pro celebrity matches. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah. I
Interesting.
might try to go next year, depending on where it's at. If it's back in Kansas City, that's an
My
easy drive. It's
sister,
like 14 hours.
yeah, 14 hours.
I consider that easy.
Ugh.
It's a day drive for me.
I had to drive to Vegas a couple weeks ago. Well, I didn't actually drive. I was a passenger and I hated it. So actually, getting there is never that bad.
No.
Getting to Vegas is never that bad. You're like pumped. You're talking. Coming back, you're like, I want to get the hell out of this car.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so it kind of conflicts with the different trip that I wanted to do this year. Anyways, my sister's birthday is the day before.
We have a podcast now. So maybe we could go out to PickleCon next year and do the podcast. And from what I've heard, media gets a free booth.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
hell yeah. Let's look at that little media tab.
Yeah.
Save for next year.
And Sleeves Senior Pickleball Report, Mike told me that. So shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pickleball Mike.
So what else do we have to talk about? We didn't finish how we met. I mean, we got there, but we didn't.
But like, how did we decide? Yeah, we didn't really close out how we decided to do the podcast.
Podcast either. Yeah, we didn't really talk about that.
You want me to tell my side of it?
Yeah. So finish your story about how we met, because we talked about our Sunday, and then
I mean, I think
the draft league
collided, and then the draft league did, and just playing every Sunday, right? Like, I think I just thought it was interesting that I didn't actually know that about you and Jason until 2 weeks ago, or whenever it was. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, when we met to kind of do some planning for the podcast. And I was like, wait, how do you know him? And so you mentioned that that I just assumed that you knew him from work. I didn't assume it was because he was your realtor. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, it's a small world, guys.
It really is.
It's a small pickleball community. It's a small world.
And I got a lot of stories about small world stuff.
Yeah, me too. I know. I love it. And but yeah, so I think that's pretty neat. And then the rest, I mean, we just play on Sundays. Like I said at the very beginning, we don't really know each other. So
in season 2 draft league that just ended last night.
Rob did draft me, guys.
I drafted her.
So we got to be on the same team.
Yeah.
And it did just end last night. Congratulations to Sheridan's team.
Sheridan's, yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they played a hell of a game.
Yeah, I was gonna come out and watch, and then I didn't. Oopsie daisy. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we were in a league, right, in Kaysville. And then that's when I brought it up to you. Because
no, I got a text message from you when I was getting on my cruise.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I was like, I was like signing into my, like, I was like in line waiting for the cruise, and you're like, hey, what would you think about this? I know you're getting on a cruise, but I thought I would bomb you with this idea so you could think about it all week. And I was like, yeah, let me think about it.
Yeah. That's right. I totally forgot about
that was the first time you had mentioned it, and I was like, oh. And I've had friends that have said, you should do a podcast. Let's do a podcast together. And it just, nothing really spoke to me the same way that this did. And so that, Rob wrote me and said, what his idea was to do a pickleball podcast, amateur style, talk mental health. I think you must have I don't think you and I had really had a conversation about mental health. It would surprise me because I talk all the time. But I also talk about like mental health and therapy and just, wanting to personal development and all of that stuff. I just really love that. And, I mean, who doesn't love wanting to try to be a better person all the time? Right. So it really spoke to me.
Yeah. Well, I got the idea. So I've kind of wanted to do a podcast for a while now. Me and my friend were wanting to do a YouTube channel talking about old B-rate horror movies because I like horror movies. So I've kind of had
horror.
Horror.
Yeah, with the ER at the end, guys. Not an RE.
Yeah. Anyway.
Making a blush over here.
Yeah. That just threw me off kilter here. Anyway.
Sorry, you were going to do a podcast on horror movies.
Yeah. So that was cool. I was thinking about doing that. I've been on YouTube channels before for I'm also in a paranormal investigation team here out of Ogden, which I can go into later in a different episode. But I had the opportunity to go out to Denver and be on a podcast, which is Pickleballers Next Door, Greg and Mike. Awesome guys. Shout out. Love you guys. And so being on that podcast and just seeing how easy it is and the flow that they had, I was like, why not? I am passionate about pickleball. I own my own company. And why just it's so easy. And I love the community that pickleball brings. And so, yeah, being out with Greg and Mike kind of just gave me the inspiration to finally get off my ass and start a podcast.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that you asked me. I mean, I got your text and I'm getting on I decided to do a solo vacation. So I was already very nervous and standing in line by myself. Like, I'm about to embark on this week of being alone and my own mental health, self-healing, self-love journey, right? And I get this text and I was like, well, work is crazy right now. I don't know how much I can commit to this, but I just spent the week. I actually meditated on it. They had, yeah, I don't really want to get into that right now, but I did do some manifesting and meditation. And then by the end of the week, I had written up so many ideas and I was so pumped and so excited. Yeah. And I mean, you guys are going to learn. I'll talk about anything for as long as you'll let me.
Yeah, an hour.
I know, I just saw that, honey. But I also I'm so passionate about pickleball. I could talk about it forever. I know a lot of people who would love for me to never ever speak about pickleball again. And that's usually what I'll tell people. I'm like, I could, and I will talk about it as long as you'll let me, because I just feel like it has changed my life. Yeah. And obviously in more episodes we'll get into that and we can always talk specifics, but it really has. And I'm so grateful for it and the community and now you. And I think this podcast is going to be just a fun way to, whether anybody ever listens to it, right? Like the handful of you guys that might, and hopefully people can relate to some of our struggles and our journeys and our wins and our losses, because that's something that I hope that, excuse me, that we'll talk about too. Is I always love to ask those. I actually have a little card over here on my desk that, what was your biggest win this week? And obviously it kind of relates to the high lows, but I think everybody has those things, but because people don't talk about it, you talk to your generation and men in general don't, especially men in your age group, it's just not very common to talk about your feelings. And you were always, like you said, taught to kind of shove it down. But the more that we talk about it, the more we connect and relate to people, because you realize that you're going through the same thing. And right now, with the way social media is, it's so easy to pretend that you're somebody you're really not. Yeah. And it's easy for people to think that you've got this great life and you don't have any issues and your mental health is on par, right? Nobody's crazy. Actually, we're all out here fucking crazy. So we're all we all struggle, right? We're adults. Don't act obviously everybody has good days and we have great days some days, and we have one day your life could be going a million miles per hour and you're on top of the freaking world, you feel like you're walking on clouds, and then a second later, bam, your water heater goes out and it's the end of the world, or you lose a pickleball game and it's the end of the world. But usually something else is going on, and if you're overreacting because you lost a pickleball game, it's not because you lost the pickleball game, it's because there's something else going on. Something else is going on. You got in a fight with your sibling, your coworker, somebody cut you off in traffic, and it just was the last epic straw. So I'm sure we'll get into all of that. But I love talking about all of that stuff. So I'm excited to do that with you. I'm excited that you asked me. I feel really pumped up, and I hope everybody else is. Yeah. So I think that's going to be the wrap of our first episode. Yeah. It's been awesome. So awesome. Yeah. An hour and 8 minutes. And we wanted to stick to about this time. So I think 45 minutes to 60 minutes is what you guys can expect of hearing us talk in circles or ping pong around conversations. We'll probably listen to this back and be like, oh my gosh, did we even answer any of the questions that we had?
That's right. Yeah.
I'm already even thinking about the couple questions that I did have for you that we didn't even ask, but we'll get to it at some point along the way. So
yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, well, appreciate it. And until next time.
Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.